So today we're here at Eugene again, beautiful little park here. And we want to talk about just this little quick paper. There's a couple ideas that have come down. That's what these little videos are about. Little short quips about science, religion, our government, things like that. So here we go. You can kind of call this, they say there is no proof of transcendence or God. But you need to check this out for a minute. Basically, the modern theory, the most latest modern theory is about quantum particles, fluctuations, somehow interacting with gravity. They don't know what gravity is really yet. But somehow these quantum fluctuations start to pull in things, gravity, gravule waves, gravule whatever they end up being, they have no idea. So they pull these things into this place, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and then pretty soon you have a sun, and then pretty soon you have solar temperatures, and you get fusion going on there, and that starts a sun and a solar system and all that. The problem with that, though, is that the universe is like totally against that. It just doesn't do that. There's a law called entropy, basically, very simple concept that we can all see around us everywhere. Things fall apart. Rocks turn to sand. Fire burns wood, it turns to ashes. You set something boiling hot water on the stove, the heat dissipates out. It doesn't stay there, it dissipates out. The natural tendency, the natural order of this universe is that things do not collect together and get more dense and get hotter. They actually dissipate. So that's the law of entropy that's in every consideration of anything about the material universe. There's another aspect that seems to say, lend some more validity to that, in that the second law of thermodynamics. Now these are hard and fast rules of the material world. Second law of thermodynamics basically says that when a system becomes more complex, its energy usage becomes less efficient. So that means every time you go from point A to point B, okay, that takes a certain amount of energy, but then it takes more energy than getting from point A to point B to get from point B to point C, more and more and more and more. So where do you get this lack of energy through the system, and then eventually that energy is not there enough to make a more complex system, because it's just not there. It's been dissipated. So the universe cannot evolve this way. The whole idea is that the universe resists this from simplicity to complexity idea. It's just totally against it. So any kind of theory that is going to be mounted there is going to have to take in consideration some law that's maybe metaphysical, next to physical, quantum, whatever you may like to call it. Maybe we could even call it the physics of the dark matter realm, because now we know there's a realm of dark matter. Why should we assume that the physics are the same there? So we need to start investigating that actually, yes, there is some kind of force at work counteracting this entropy and the law of thermodynamics, and in not only universal evolution, but in human cellular evolution. It just doesn't get more complex. The natural tendency is for the thing to get less complex, to entropy, to dissipate. So that's a big problem. It's simple, but it's a very big problem. The other thing about science is very interesting. I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of really good intentioned people there, but originally science was supposed to sort of prove that everything was this self-perpetuating universe that basically you could call a perpetual motion machine. Well, I think we found out in the 8th grade the perpetual motion machine is not possible. Neither is the perpetual motion universe. And this is what all their theories are centered upon, that eventually somehow or other they'll prove that there really